All right. Welcome back, everybody. So are you ready to kind of see how AI is already changing how people learn languages?
I mean, it's
Yeah.
really fascinating.
Yeah.
It's not like some far off,
Right.
like futuristic concept.
Yeah,
It's happening right now.
exactly.
Yeah.
So let's just jump right in.
Okay.
We all know those language learning apps, right?
Uh-huh.
Like Duolingo and Babbel.
Sure.
Well, guess what?
What?
Those are powered by AI algorithms.
Oh, wow.
That are personalizing your lessons and
Curious.
keeping you engaged with those little rewards and stuff.
It's actually more than just engagement. It's about tailoring the learning path
Right.
to your strengths and weaknesses.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like having a personal tutor in a way
Right.
who can adjust the lessons based on how you're doing.
Exactly.
So what other AI tools are out there right now?
Chatbots are becoming incredibly popular.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Offering real-time conversation practice.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Especially for people who get nervous
Right.
about speaking with a real person.
Yeah. Does it actually help, though? Does talking to a machine actually help with real conversations?
Well, there's research that suggests that it does.
Really?
Yeah, there was one study,
Mhm.
they looked at an app called Lyra Virtual Assistant,
Okay.
and the students used it to improve their pronunciation,
Right.
and the results were really promising.
Oh, wow. So
It seems that the practice itself,
Okay.
even with an AI, can really boost confidence and fluency.
So AI is helping with speaking practice.
Yeah.
What about with writing?
Oh, yeah.
It seems like every other day
Yeah.
there's a new AI writing tool
Right.
that's popping up.
They're not just gimmicks either.
Oh, really?
Yeah, studies are showing that AI grammar and style checkers,
Okay.
like Grammarly,
Yeah.
can really make a difference.
Yeah, Grammarly's everywhere.
It is.
But what makes it so special?
Well,
I mean, doesn't it just catch typos?
it does that, but it goes deeper.
Okay.
One paper we were looking at
Uh-huh.
highlighted how Grammarly gives feedback on things like clarity,
Oh,
drone, and even the level of formality,
interesting.
which really helps learners understand the
Right.
nuances of the language better.
So it's like having a writing coach in your pocket.
Exactly.
So AI is tackling speaking and writing, but what about listening?
Well, AI-powered mobile apps
Okay.
are making a big impact there, too.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. There's one called Nova Learning that provides instant feedback on listening comprehension
Interesting.
and then creates personalized exercises based on your needs.
So the app is like listening to you as you listen,
Exactly.
which is kind of meta when you think about it.
It is.
That's pretty cool.
And this ability to personalize learning
Yeah.
is a common thread that we're seeing
Right.
across all of these AI tools.
It's pretty amazing how much AI
It is.
already woven into language learning.
Yeah.
I mean, a recent British Council survey found that 76% of English language teachers
Wow.
are using AI-powered tools in their classrooms.
That's a huge number.
That is a lot.
And when you look globally,
Yeah.
Asia, especially China,
Oh, okay.
is really leading the way
Wow.
in research and development
Yeah.
in this field.
So AI is really making its mark on speaking, listening, and writing.
Uh-huh.
But what about reading?
Yeah.
It seems like our sources were a bit quieter on that front.
That's because reading comprehension is where AI still has some catching up to do.
Oh, really?
While it's great with things like vocabulary and grammar,
Right.
truly understanding a complex text
Yeah.
still requires a level of human comprehension
Uh-huh.
that AI hasn't quite mastered yet.
Right. I remember reading about an AI program
Oh, yeah.
that was supposed to generate reading comprehension questions, and it came up with some pretty hilarious results.
Oh, no.
So it's clearly not ready to teach a literature class just yet.
No.
But even though AI might not be analyzing Shakespeare anytime soon,
Right.
it's already being used for things
Right.
like personalized text recommendations, where it analyzes your reading level and interests and suggests texts that are challenging,
Yeah.
but not overwhelming.
Exactly.
So even with reading,
Yeah.
AI is finding ways to personalize the experience. It's clear that AI is not just a fad in language learning.
No,
It's really starting to change the game.
it really is.
But what does that mean for how languages are actually taught?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And it leads us to some of the bigger pedagogical opportunities and challenges that AI presents.
Okay, so you're saying it's not just about the tools themselves,
Right.
but how those tools change the whole learning process.
Precisely.
Okay.
And that's where things get really interesting.
All right.
Yeah.
It's really exciting to me, this idea of personalized learning. you know?
Yeah.
It feels like AI could tailor lessons to each individual student
Right.
like never before.
Yeah. That's definitely one of the biggest potential benefits.
Yeah.
Imagine a world where every student has like
Yeah.
a virtual tutor available 24/7,
Oh,
providing instant feedback
that would be amazing.
and adapting to their specific needs.
But what about teachers? Does this mean they're all going to be replaced by robots?
You know, most teachers don't seem to think so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why not?
The surveys that we looked at
Okay.
showed that the majority of teachers believe that AI will enhance their role rather than replace it.
That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, teachers bring so much more to the classroom
Right.
than just, delivering information.
Exactly.
Right.
Building relationships, fostering motivation,
Uh-huh.
addressing those individual emotional and cultural needs.
Right.
Those are all crucial aspects of teaching
Yeah.
that AI simply can't replicate.
So if anything, AI could free up teachers
Yeah.
to focus more on those human elements of teaching.
Precisely.
Right.
Think of it this way.
All right.
If AI can take over
Yeah.
some of the more routine tasks like grading
Oh, yeah, that would be nice.
or providing basic feedback,
Uh-huh.
teachers can devote more time and energy
Right.
to creating like a really dynamic and supportive learning environment.
I like that. AI is the ultimate teaching assistant.
Right.
But it makes me wonder,
Yeah.
are we just automating existing teaching practices?
Mm-hmm.
Or is AI really changing how we think about pedagogy?
You know, that's the million-dollar question.
Yeah.
And the answer is,
Yeah.
it's a bit of both.
Okay.
On the one hand, there were some really exciting
Yeah.
new approaches emerging,
Like what?
like the concept of learner-generated context.
Okay, learner-generated context.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's where the AI system learns from the learner's
Okay.
actions and choices,
Uh-huh.
creating a truly personalized experience.
Interesting.
It's not just about adjusting the difficulty level.
Right.
It's about adapting to the way
Yeah.
each individual learns best.
So it's like the AI is constantly evolving alongside the learner.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Creating this dynamic learning partnership.
Can you give me like an example of how that would work in a real app?
Yeah, there was one study we came across
Okay.
that looked at an AI system
Huh.
that was integrated into a game-based learning environment.
Interesting.
The AI provided feedback and guidance,
Okay.
but it was ultimately up to the learners to set their own goals and strategies.
So the AI wasn't dictating the learning path.
Right.
It was empowering the learner to take ownership.
Exactly.
That's cool.
And that's where AI has the potential
Yeah.
to really transform pedagogy.
Yeah.
It's not about replacing teachers
Right.
or just like automating old methods.
Mhm.
It's about creating learning experiences
Okay.
that are truly adaptive, engaging, and personalized.
But for AI to be truly effective,
Yeah,
it needs to go beyond rote memorization and drills, right?
absolutely.
Right. Yeah.
We need AI systems
Yeah.
that foster critical thinking, problem solving,
Uh-huh.
and real-world communication skills.
Right.
Those are the skills that will be essential in the future.
Yeah. No matter how advanced technology becomes.
Right.
Okay. So AI can help us personalize learning,
Uh-huh.
free up teachers to focus on the human element,
Right.
and even push us to rethink traditional teaching methods.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, there are some concerns too, right?
Okay. Whenever we're dealing with like powerful new technologies,
Right.
we need to be aware of the potential downsides.
Right. Of course.
And one of the biggest concerns with AI
Yeah.
is data privacy.
Right. Because these AI systems are collecting tons of data
Yes.
about learners.
Right, from their learning patterns
Yeah.
to their personal information.
And that's a little bit worrying.
It's definitely something we need to be mindful of.
Yeah.
How that data is collected, stored, and used
Right.
needs to be transparent
Yeah.
and subject to strict ethical guidelines.
Of course.
We need to make sure that learners' privacy is protected.
So it's not just about the technology itself.
Right,
It's about how we use it responsibly.
exactly.
What other concerns are there?
Well, another issue is the potential for bias.
Okay.
AI models are trained on massive data sets.
Yeah.
And if those data sets reflect existing societal biases,
Uh-huh.
the AI system can perpetuate those biases,
Yeah. Oh.
leading to unfair or discriminatory outcomes.
That's a really important point.
It is.
I mean, we can't just assume that AI is neutral.
Right.
We need to be critically evaluating these tools
Yes.
and making sure that they're not reinforcing harmful stereotypes.
Exactly. And
You're
that's
right.
where ongoing research and development
Yeah.
is so important.
Right.
We need to be constantly refining these AI models, making them more inclusive,
Right.
and ensuring they're used ethically and responsibly.
It sounds like there's a lot to consider.
Yeah, there is.
We need to balance the incredible potential of AI
Right.
with the need to address these very real concerns.
It's a complex landscape,
Yeah.
but ultimately, I believe AI has the power
Yeah.
to make language learning more effective, accessible, and engaging for everyone.
Right.
It's an exciting time to be in this field.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So you talked about how AI is changing the way languages are taught and learned.
Right.
But what about how we assess language proficiency? Is AI going to revolutionize testing too?
That's another area where AI is making a big impact,
Okay.
with both opportunities and challenges.
So AI is making a big impact on testing with both opportunities and challenges.
Yeah.
Well, what are the opportunities?
One of the most significant potential benefits, I think, is the ability to create more personalized and adaptive assessments.
What does that mean?
So imagine a language test
Okay.
that adjusts in real time based on the test taker's strengths and weaknesses.
Wow.
Like it could tailor the difficulty level,
Right.
the types of questions,
Okay.
even the content,
Oh, wow.
to provide a truly individualized assessment experience.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
No more one-size-fits-all tests
Slap
that
the
leave
top.
some learners feeling lost
Yeah.
while others are just like breezing through it.
Exactly.
But wouldn't that be like incredibly complex to develop?
It's a challenge, but
Yeah.
AI is making it possible.
Right.
And think about the benefits for teachers.
Okay.
Like automated scoring and feedback
Oh, yeah.
could save them countless hours,
Yeah.
freeing up more time
Right.
for meaningful interactions with their students.
So AI could be like the ultimate grading assistant.
Right.
But what about cheating? If AI can generate human quality text, couldn't students just use AI to ace their tests?
Yeah, that's a valid concern.
Right.
And it's pushing the development of new assessment formats that are harder for AI to game.
Okay, so like what would those look like?
For example, the redesigned writing section of the TOEFL test now includes a task where test takers have to engage in a live discussion
Interesting.
and then summarize and extend the conversation.
Oh, wow.
This type of task requires like real-time interaction and critical thinking, making it much harder for AI to fake.
So AI is pushing us to develop more authentic assessments that reflect real-world communication skills.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But could AI also lead to more standardized testing?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Will AI just automate existing assessment practices?
Right.
Or can it help us create more holistic
Yeah.
and learner-centered assessments that truly measure a person's ability to communicate in another language?
It sounds like there's a lot of possibilities,
There are.
but it's still early days. So we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive.
Yeah.
We've looked at how AI is being used in language learning right now, from personalized apps to AI-powered tutors.
Right.
We've talked about the exciting pedagogical opportunities and the need to address these potential concerns around bias and data privacy. And we've even touched on how AI is changing the way we assess language proficiency.
And throughout all of this, it's clear that AI is not a replacement for human teachers.
Of course not.
Or a magic bullet solution.
Right.
It's a tool.
Yeah.
And like any tool, it can be used for good or bad.
Of course.
It all depends
Yeah.
on how we choose to use it.
So what's the takeaway for our listener who's curious about AI and language learning?
I think the most important thing is to stay curious and critical.
Oh, okay.
Ask questions
Yeah.
about how these AI tools work,
Right.
what data they're collecting, and what their limitations are.
Okay.
And don't be afraid to experiment and see how AI can enhance your own language learning journey.
That's great advice.
Yeah.
As we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with one final thought-provoking question.
Okay.
One of the linguists we read,
Yeah.
Dr. Marcin Opaki,
Okay.
posed this interesting scenario.
Okay.
If AI could provide instant, accurate translation, would it actually reduce the need for language learning?
You know, it's a fascinating question.
It is.
On the surface, it seems like.
Yeah.
If we could just translate everything instantly,
Right.
why even bother learning another language?
Right, exactly.
But Dr. Opaki suggests
Okay.
that maybe instant translation could actually make cross-cultural communication even more important.
I can see that.
Yeah.
If language barriers were no longer a problem,
right,
we'd need even stronger intercultural skills
yes,
to navigate those interactions effectively.
Exactly.
Right.
So the question isn't whether AI will replace language learning,
right,
but how it will shape the future of communication and connection.
Yeah.
Across cultures.
That's a perfect note to end on.
I think so.
You know, as we navigate this brave new world of AI, it's not just about the technology itself.
Right.
It's about what kind of future we want to create.
Absolutely.
And that's something we all need to be thinking about.
I agree.
Until next time.
Support our efforts. Subscribe, like, share, and hit the notification bell for future videos.